Howdy. These are still some pictures I wanted to share. They didn't somehow fit in the previous video. There is some very interesting structures like perpendicularity. It's like 90 degrees. Visible many things. Here we have even a square. I know this might just look like a square. It might be not a square, but this is the same region with just, how to put it, zoomed in or out. The same what I try to explain as making these videos. And now here we have a very green picture. This might be approximately the same place. Yeah, I'm very interested in these crystal structures. Are there any forms in there or whatsoever? Flow patterns, maybe even. And it's green. It's mostly green. You can disagree, but I think it's green. And check this out. If you go to another part of the rock, which is rather small, we have blue. And obviously this is also rather a thick structure, so some of it is not sharp since it's too close. And some of it is not sharp because it's too far away from the focal point of the lens or whatever the situation might be. This looks all very fascinating. Yeah, there's another square here. So maybe we have to search for square crystals. What kind of crystals grow in squares or cubes besides pyrite? Because this doesn't seem to be pyrite. And as I have been in this flea shop, I took some pictures of other things too, and there was one particular object which really catched my attention. Which was this. I think it's some kind of bag. Here you can open and close it. But I was very fascinated by the patterns. I couldn't really figure out what these might represent. They might just represent the polar configuration or something. I don't know. What's the thing about these? But there is also this very, very, very interesting thing here. And we have also repetitive patterns down here. Squares and all these kind of things. So I made a little collage. And all those white pictures which are in this picture on top of this photograph I took from the flea shop are from one single paper. Characteristics for the occurrence of a high current sea-pinch aurora as recorded in antiquity. Anthony Peratt. Here we have petroglyphs, radiographs, which are very, very close to this figure here. Again, you can disagree. I think they are very similar. Furthermore, here in the middle we have two structures like this, or maybe even three. There's a small one here. It might represent the conical inflow of a current conductivity. What is it? Magnetic vortex. And on top, here in the middle, maybe that one is in a way representing the squatter man. These are just a handful of squatter mans. There are many different kinds of squatter mans. So this could be just one stylized version of it. And these here on the left and right, they don't have exactly so much similarities, but they also could represent the squatter man. So let's have a look at the paper quickly. Characteristics for the occurrence of a high current sea pinch aurora as recorded in antiquity. Anthony L. Peratt. Abstract. The discovery that objects from the Neolithic or early Bronze Age carry patterns associated with high current sea pinches provides a possible insight into the original and meaning of these ancient symbols produced by man. This paper directly compares the graphical and radiation data from high current sea pinches to these patterns. The paper focuses primarily but not exclusively on petroglyphs. It is found that a great many archaic petroglyphs can be classified according to plasma stability and instability data. As the same morphological types are found worldwide, the comparison suggests the occurrence of an intense aurora as might be produced if the solar wind had increased between one and two orders of magnitude millennia ago. On July 9th, in 1962, the United States detonated a 1.4 megaton thermonuclear device in the atmosphere 400 kilometers above Johnston Island. The event produced a plasma whose initial spherical shape striated within a few minutes as the plasma electrons and ions streamed along the Earth's magnetic field to produce an artificial aurora. Figure 1 shows a photograph of the artificial aurora 3 minutes after detonation as recorded from a KC-135 aircraft. Starfish thermonuclear detonation July 9, 1962. Man-made aurora. There could be endless hours of videos being made about this. Here on the left, you have the Birken currents, which are connecting Earth to the Sun. And you can scroll down. Here is this conical inflow of a current conducting plasma column. The flow is from top to bottom with striations in the body of the column, and the beginning of a plasma feature at the top center. These experimental photographs pertain to a 5 megavolt 3 Ma plasma. Helical instabilities in the laboratory and space. Experimental and analytical methodology. The experimental data was taken from various terawatt power machines, with the majority of the data taken by the author on the Maxwell Laboratories Blackjack 5 pulsed power generator. Data was also drawn from the U.S. Department of Energy Laboratories pulsed power facilities at the Los Alamos National Laboratory and Sandia National Laboratories. High explosive generators in the US and Russia added to the dataset. The currents ranged from hundreds of kiloamperes to 150 megaamperes. I hope it's megaamperes. And timescales from tens of nanoseconds to microseconds. And if you scroll down, you will stumble across all kinds of very, very interesting pictures. Like these. And if you ever wondered about Christmas tree, here is your Christmas tree. It's a plasma stability. Petroglyphs. If you haven't, read this text at least once. Because these pictures and all the explanations, this is something everybody should know. These things should really be taught in school to everyone. No matter what religion or whatsoever. This should be basic knowledge to everyone. It is really accessible to everyone. But I think I leave it here. I will leave a link below to this paper. Take all the time you need. But really take your time for this paper. Because Christmas is upon us. Maybe one of the last Christmases ever. And it's just how things go. Time just doesn't stop. It continues. We are just moving through space on a small blue ball. Times came and times went. And if you want to understand a little bit more about our past, I really recommend you to check out this paper. This could also be a source for the bull worship. I have been thinking about this many times. And also the handbags of the gods. For those who are aware of those. These kind of instabilities. And they were visible for all the people. Everybody saw them. If you went outside, you saw them in the sky. Birkeland currents and such. But anyway, is that Stonehenge? I think so. Yeah, it's Stonehenge. For people who wonder still about Stonehenge, read this paper. I think you will learn something. But anyway, thanks. Bye.